I would appreciate it if you could follow up with as specific as possible. What does that mean? What does the process look like? Where are we in it? What's the time frame? What are the measures that we're using? I would appreciate all of that.
And I'd be happy to do that in a different forum.
Yes, I understand. Any final questions or thoughts? Sure.
So Nagy, if you could just speak to Cameroon for a moment. A few weeks back, another congressman and I talked to our ambassador, who's doing great work under horrible circumstances. But a man whose friend was decapitated came to us. He worked with the Bible Society. We had him as a witness before our hearing on Cameroon a few years ago. And then his wife had her arms severed. I mean, the brutality is horrific, as we all know, and as the gentlelady, the chairwoman knows, distinguished chairwoman who went there. Could you give us an up-to-date, where are we on this now? Are there any hopeful signs? I know there's dialogues that are called for and dialogues that are, participants don't show up or don't participate in any meaningful way. The role of the churches and the various faiths of all kinds in hopefully brokering sustainable peace.
Thank you very much for asking that. As I have mentioned to the committee before, Cameroon for me is also very personal, having spent time there as a deputy chief of mission. I follow it very closely. I wish I could be optimistic with you. We follow very closely the process going on in Switzerland. That's supposed to be a dialogue. We also followed very closely the national dialogue, which unfortunately in many respects seemed to be more symbolic than concrete.
That be Cardinal Toomey's initiatives?
Yeah, yes. It was a great initiative, but at the end of the day, here's the bottom line, sir. I have no doubt that there are people around President Biya who are telling him that, Mr. President, you can win this militarily. The truth is, it's not going to be won militarily. As we have seen in our own history and as has been evident in other places, you can't wipe out a thought militarily. The other thing is, violence begets violence. It gets worse and worse and worse. Every day more Cameroonians who in the beginning were probably very loyal Cameroonians are starting to think that maybe declaring a separate country is the way we want to go. The North has its problems with extremism, but the problem in the Anglophone area, and I know the Cameroon government does not like to use the word Anglophone because they say we have 120 languages. It's true, but there were two colonial histories of the two Cameroons that came together. So there has to be a true dialogue. There has to be also devolution of power to the region. Now, allegedly, the government of Cameroon has said that there will be, but the proof is always in the implementation. So that has to be put out there as real as is it federalism? Is it a type of decentralization? Something so that the people who are still moderates can gravitate towards that. Because, sir, for the third year in a row now, the Cameroonian children in the Southwest and the Northwest are not going to school for practical purposes. So are we going to have a whole lost generation of Cameroonians? Phenomenally sharp country, should be easily middle income and forward. So I wish I could give you better news.